Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program is rated for all audiences.
Four Guys on Sports is sponsored by CrookedRiverRadio.com. Crooked River Radio is an internet radio station that is live 24/7 playing top 40 hits from the 60s through the 80s. You can find us on Live 365, Simple Radio, Roku, Radio Garden, and even Alexa, as well as our website. Come on and join us on the Crooked River.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I think I'm in here. Yeah, it looks like it.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Goat. Welcome to the dog pound. Yeah, for anybody that's joining us now, appreciate you hanging in there. We had a couple of late issues here. Gordon is on his way here, hopefully, and we decided just to start things at 11:30 to try to even things out. So we'll run from now till 12:30 with the best in sports on a Saturday morning. How do you like that? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Sir.
Y'all ready for Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Ready for some good eating?
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is going to start Sunday, Friday night. We usually, Friday nights when everybody opens the gifts over here. That's been a tradition in this house for, about the time Shawn was born. Maybe a little after that. But it's been a while. And then,
7 years old.
as the kids grew up, I just decided I liked doing the stuff Christmas Eve. And they gave me all day Christmas to have my day off, my one day off a year. So we've pretty much always done this way.
Our one day off to play with our gadgets.
That's right. Wait till you see what we got coming for the studio. I got a couple of these Rode mics with new arms, and it should improve the studio sound probably by 20 or more %. The background noise is going to disappear because those are very directional mics.
Okay.
I need to get me a mic too. Just for
Mic
the
check.
look.
Yeah, we need to. Santa Claus needs to send you one.
Yeah.
Just stay away from the snowballs. If you're going to get something, get something like the Rhodes. Those are about $100, and they're a pretty good mic. From what I understand, anyway. We'll find out the 25th. But, to catch everybody up, this is our last show for the year of 2021. Next week, of course, is Christmas. We're not going to do a show that day. And the year after that is I'm being motioned here. What?
Station break for a minute.
What?
Just to bear in mind, Ella's
Anyway, I just was briefed on my granddaughter is listening. Hi, Ella.
Hi, Ella.
Hey, Ella.
But we're getting back. We're going to take, of course, next Saturday is Christmas Day, and the week after that is New Year's. The day that we'll be back, I think, is probably the 6th of January. Isn't that right? Shawn, isn't that right?
Yeah, hold on a second.
The second goat's coming in the door.
The second goofiest of all time is coming in.
But anyway, we will be back as of, I think, the 6th of January for the start of the 2022 shows. So stay tuned for that. we'll probably be switching gears into the playoffs then, and into the football playoffs and some other stuff. Well, good evening there, Mr. Gordon.
Hey man,
Nice to see you could make it.
Couldn't get out that bed, huh, man?
No, man. I got up this morning, went and got my oil change, come back home. I said, that's right. I guess I got my whole thing because I know we off
The next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks.
Shawn, he'll be beating on your door at 9 o'clock in the morning. Next Saturday, he'll be over.
Well, see,
we'll play a trick on him. Say, hey, this show's on.
well, see, I started to come on over. It's like, oh no, it's off because I was like, it was so early after I got my oil change. I'm like, I don't want to get them out of bed. They still be asleep. I'm old, man. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I can relate to that. Anyway, please join us after the first of the year for more fun on the old Four Guys on Sports on the Crooked River. Is that now? I got an issue. Oh crap! I ain't got a camera on here. No wonder nobody can see me.
I just saw that. Yeah, it's not available.
All right, let's do this. I will let you guys talk for a minute and let me get my camera hooked back up. When first topic we're going to talk about, then I'll be listening for and add mine as we can go along here. I want to talk about Mr. Urban Myers. Yeah, the greatest coach in football.
College coach.
He got fired.
Yeah. Every stripper's favorite coach.
Hey, man. I don't care what you do so long as you're in there coaching, but I'll say this. Now, and I don't know what happened with the whole kicking the player, but said he kicked the kicker.
Well, hey, the kicker can't kick. Maybe he thought that would be transfer.
Well,
I'm going to tell you.
All I know is he's an old man, and if I'm a kicker and he kicked me, I'm gonna kick him back. You know?
I'm not so sure that he hasn't or he didn't get himself fired on purpose. There's been some wicked rumors going on about him, and it ain't got anything to do with the Jaguars. I've heard rumors that there is a certain team in South Carolina that would just love to have him there. And I'm not so sure he didn't want to go there.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
But I'll tell you the truth, man. The whole kicking the guy, man, like, coach has been kicking guys, man, for as long as I can remember. I know they don't be, usually they're not kicking professional players, but like, they don't get all extra like you ain't been kicked if you playing sports. Yeah. Man, grown up, man, come on, man. Coaches, man. Oh.
Well, it's the thing about it. You got to consider too that the sorry about that. You got to consider too that the NFLs are a bunch of prima donnas anyway. You know, so that kind of says something to me about it. Hey, there I am. How about that? Merry Christmas. Look at that hat. And it's the prima donna syndrome and some of that stuff. That team has a lot of attitudes on it anyway. And him adding his to that was like mixing oil and water.
I guess then too, I mean, define kick. What, was the guy sitting down and you went and kicked him in the side of the head or something? I mean, kick the guy in the
From what I had read on that, he tripped over somebody. And they thought he did it on purpose.
Well, hey man, one more thing about kicking players. I know at this point it doesn't go on in most high schools anymore, or we live in a different time, first off. Yeah. And then also a grown man is a grown man, and if I go into work and my boss man put his hands on me, we got an issue.
Different type of different environment though. I mean, just keep in mind, okay, you can't even kick. They can't even kick you in the military anymore. I mean, they can't even like get your sorry over there. You can't even talk to people like that in the military anymore.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm just saying the softness, man, the way it changed. I mean, you see, these whatever. Man, I ain't gonna say the word that comes to mind. Even when I look, like, for example, man, I looked at a little bit of the. I say a little bit because I couldn't take the garbage game last night. The Lakers play.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking, man, heck, they need Urban Myers out there on the sideline. They need to put his foot in, about 5 of them's backside. I'm like, they play like garbage, man. That's the soft little bums, man. I'm like, kick them. You get them out of there. Get them, put them on the bench. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm old school, and I remember getting kicked by a coach, or talked bad, to by a coach. So, and I don't think it hurt me. I don't go around talking to people that way. It was that kind of setting and the way in which they try to motivate and encourage and inspire, man. Hey, they use those kind of tactics, and you keep that in its proper perspective, man. It is what it is. But now kicking a professional player, I get it. It's a little odd and different. Guy grown up, and he should know better. But hey, man, if you don't know how to do your job, man. I mean, what you gonna say to him? Hey, guy, can you work a little harder, do a little better? I'm like, man, do your job. You getting a paycheck now. To do the job.
A lot of that.
Kick him in his butt.
A lot of that's going to come down to the fact that you need them. Those coaches need ways of motivating their players.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut you if you don't perform. That's one way.
Yeah.
If you don't perform, don't look to be on this team next year.
Yeah.
If we don't make the playoffs, you can forget any extra salary you're going to get, no matter how much work you put in.
Idle threats, because you can't back any of that up.
But the whole thing of it is they got to have ways of motivation. And I always thought Myers, he had to be good at that. But evidently he's only good at that on the college level.
Yeah. Right. Because when you get to grown men, first off is this, and kickers are a dime a dozen. They'll fire a kicker and have a kicker next week. That's just the way it works. But if that being the case, but it wasn't the kicking game that was the problem there. Now, and I don't know where the kick, but also in this, he old man, and you kicking these young professional athletes, you're gonna get it handed to you. That's it. I'm a grown man.
Kickers usually aren't. They usually are. They're usually the more passive type. They aren't your traditional quote unquote athletes. I mean, these guys are. Come on, man. These kickers sometimes they're ex-soccer players. It could be anything, man. I mean, it's not one of your more coveted jobs. Who plays football? Say, man, 2 years I want to be a kicker.
Well,
the roughest kicker I known was that he's got his own show on ESPN or whatever, and that's Pat McAfee.
Yeah, and there's been some that are pretty athletic and get by. Hey, take no mean, granted they're not like a lot of your traditional football players, NFL football player. But if you're a former soccer player, first off, your conditioning is something a little bit different. And then the other thing is this: if he kicked him, I'm pretty sure that kicker could kick him a lot harder. And then Urban Meyer is an old man, so even though he may not be, right in the head like that, but I'm putting my money on the kicker. And so with that, because your means of intimidation, just like Pat said, especially with kickers, they're pretty expendable. Now beyond that, yeah, you can say, depends on how much GM authority you have, or hey, look, you go in there. At the end of the day, end of the season, you guys go in and you look at what you can and can't get rid of, and then some of that has to deal with salary and all that as well. They're not going, they're not gonna get rid of Dak Prescott no matter how bad he plays right now.
Yeah.
You know, because they got that money. You know, they're gonna take that hit either way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these kickers, they don't get paid like that, bro.
No.
And then the other thing of it is this, you know, as far as you go in, you do evaluation, you sit down with management and say, okay, this is the areas where we need to improve, blah, blah, blah. If there's a better person available for this particular position, then let's go after them if we got the money to do it.
You know, as far as kickers, a good example of that is what's happened to the Browns in the last couple of weeks. They our Scottish Hammer ended up getting COVID and he was off the field, and they ended up going out and getting somebody a lot better than he is. At what is it, Brian Colquitt?
Yeah.
They brought him in, and he kicked all the last game and made every kick.
Yeah, and that again, that's my point exactly. So with that, man, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't imagine some of the things that Urban Meyer did that clearly it wasn't clicking there. And a lot of times, maybe it wasn't totally, you know, I don't think it was all.
Well, as far as Myers is concerned, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he ends up in Carolina. I see that coming. I really do. There's been rumor of that ever since he took that job down there. Or within a couple of weeks after the season start.
Hey, man, he should go over to coach Cincinnati, man.
And I don't ever see him getting back in the NFL to coach. I just don't do it.
Not no time soon.
Not anytime soon.
I don't see it.
And with Cincinnati, they're just going to have to get some more personnel there. A lot of that is personnel. What they don't have, they have a great quarterback, and most of the time, if you you know, you're top 5 pick, top 10 pick, you know, what type of team you think you're going to?
Right, you're going to a bum team.
Yeah.
You get fortunate, like
right.
I mean, there's a couple guys have been really fortunate, like my boy Mac. Mac is back, baby, but you know, he really came out in a wonderful situation.
I think what you're going to end up seeing with Cincinnati, they need to strengthen that offensive line. Well, they need people on the ends. They need an end and they need a tackle.
Yeah.
And or two to strengthen that up. That quarterback is just way too accessible to being sacked. And they need something a little stronger to keep that from happening.
Man, he have to work really hard. But you know, man, when I look at Chicago, I tell you, man, the only thing they have, they need everything. The only thing they got is a stadium.
Yeah, I think Fields is a disappointment there.
They're awful, man. You know, I feel for Fields, man. The team is terrible.
And you know what? And it says a lot about this because I think that it's and I've had a lot of conversations. We've had the same conversation. A lot of times it depends on where you land. Right. And because of the program, you can either make or break these quarterbacks because these quarterbacks are already coming out. Hey, look, if you can't make all the throws, you're not gonna make it. Okay. The thing that I guess to be mentally tough at that next level is probably the main thing that you have to have as a quarterback, being able to catch on and read offenses and so forth like that, you know. But these quarterbacks, man, they come out at the highest level, you know. You also gotta consider, talking about quarterbacks, what did Jacksonville do in the last draft? They drafted a quarterback.
Number one guy.
Yeah. And you know, if that's not your fix-all of fix-alls, it's never going to be. But I don't know. I don't even know. I haven't seen that guy do that much. But there again, he hasn't got a line to support him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he ain't got nothing to do nothing with. Again, you know, and here's what's funny, isn't it? So who's gonna win Rookie of the Year?
That's a good question.
Gonna be Mac? As you think quarterback gonna run?
Yeah, I think he's a pretty good possibility.
And you know what? And I still say, to me, I think he will be there at some point. But right now, you look at quarterbacks like that boy with the Chargers. Man, that dude. I know he's not a rookie this year, but he's head and shoulders above Mac right now at this point. Head and shoulders. You got to look at the system again. How does a man throw 3 passes and win a game? Okay, part of that is coaching. The other thing is this, that they don't give credit to. Man, best defense in the league is probably New England Patriots. Name a defense is better than New England.
Well, but it's because everything works because they're so disciplined, and that's where it comes back into play with Bill Belichick. That's when my hat's off to him. Because I really, and the reason why I give him so much credit is for the very thing we're talking about. They truly have a system. Folks know their role, and they stick to it. Because that deal with Matt Jones, the game where, you know, he only threw the 3 passes, you know, a couple weeks ago.
And only completed 1.
You know, it's hard to stick to that. I mean, it's hard, you know, because, you know, quarterbacks, man, if no other player has an eagle, you know, quarterback has an eagle. You know, running backs have eagles, wide receivers have eagles, quarterbacks really have eagles, man. You know, first of all, they come out as, they're like the golden child, you know, number 1.
True.
And for him to be able to stick to that game plan, because it's kind of humiliating, you know, as a stud quarterback, man, to go out there and say, look, I don't want you throwing this ball, man. This is a game, man.
But what you don't realize is this, okay, it doesn't matter. If you win games, nobody really cares. The end result is to get the dub. Now,
yeah, but
saying that, listen to this. Okay, listen to this. If you took Fields or Justin Herbert, that's the other kid's name, or man, it's so many quarterbacks that if you took and put them over there, plug them in there, it's success.
I'm not so sure they can.
It is high success.
I'm not so sure that they can yield to that level of coaching and discipline. I'm saying it says a lot for Coach Belichick to be able to do that. And you got to have the right personnel because everybody, you can't put everybody into a system and they function okay. You know.
Please, you put Justin Fields in that, man, he light the league up.
Maybe. I'm saying maybe he would, but I'm just saying maybe that's a maybe. Maybe he.
What would you think of Mahomes playing under?
Now there where you have a seasoned quarterback, and I don't think a Patrick Mahomes and Belichick would work that well because Mahomes is Mr. Ad-lib, you know. But I'll say this. The other thing about Belichick is this. You forget, he has total control. He's the GM. If you don't do what he wants you to do, you gone.
Like
so,
exactly.
He has so much control. But my other point of it is this: you got to think about this. You got a team that is dang near locked down defense. You know, okay, and then you can run the ball. And it makes it so much easier. You know, don't get me wrong. Everybody, one of the reasons Brady is no longer there in New England is because of Belichick. But at the same time, you know what? Brady's under Belichick for almost 20 years. So what? You know what he is? He got Belichick DNA. So when he went to Tampa Bay and Brady can bring misfits in there because he says, look, all I need you to do is just do your job. That's the thing that Belichick says. Everybody do their job. If Shawn and I are playing on the offensive line and Buddy, you know, hey, Shawn is blocking and his guy isn't getting in, but mine's is, they not looking at Shawn, they looking at me. And then the other thing is this, game film don't lie. So, but Belichick is that dude. You do your job. It's like, okay, perfect example. Diggs with the Cowboys. Great play. But one of the reasons why he gets so many interceptions is he takes risks. With Belichick, it might just be, no, your job is just to shut them down. I don't want you taking all these risks. Then, because he is Belichick is that what people would call control freak. There was there was a player, and he was talking about playing with playing there. And they were talking about how, they won. They won a lot. But one of the things he said, it wasn't any fun there for a couple of reasons. First off, Belichick shortchanged him on money because Belichick he controls salary.
Are you talking about Gerard Cherry?
Huh? What's that?
Are you talking about Gerard Cherry? He did that with him too.
But yeah, they were talking about that. But then they were saying, and we won. We won a lot of games. But the tension and just a lot of the players will tell you they didn't enjoy playing there that much. But there's a certain way that Belichick approaches the game. This is what we're gonna do. You do your job. This is how we do it. So granted, a Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, he couldn't play for Belichick. As great a quarterback as he is, probably at this point in his career, he's probably better than Brady, but as far as all around talent, but they wouldn't last because of there you go. Now you're a young man coming in. Oh no.
I'll tell you the one thing. The one thing I've noticed about Belichick's the last this last season is he's about the only coach in the NFL that when he says I'm going to run the ball, they run the ball. You got the Browns have said that time and time again, and they always vary away from that. You got the best running backs in the flipping league here. Run the damn ball. And they don't do it. They can't do it.
Case in point, you got a quarterback who has an ego, and he like, look, I want to throw this.
When Belichick runs the ball, there ain't nothing he can't beat. Look at that down. Was it the Buffalo game where they had all that wind and everything? He said, "I'm going to run the ball." That's what he did. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they do. Because and I know, Nate, you're really high on Mac Jones and all that, but there's been several games where if you look at his quarterback rating and how he played or how many yards he threw for, he didn't fare very well against the other quarterback. On a quarterback level, no, he didn't fare near as well. But the other thing is this: a lot of coaches, you're not allowed to Belichick is one of them old school coaches where you don't change the plays that we give you. We call in the plays. Yeah. This is you got a couple of options, but you can't vary that much. It's like with the Cowboys. Between Dak and Kellen Moore, they'll say we're gonna run the ball, and it's been proven. Dallas is like 29-1 when they run the ball. I forget several times a game, whatever that number is.
Right.
But
I think it's like 25 times or more. I think.
Yeah, like 25 times or more. They've only lost one game, and most of these defenses haven't been where they can stop them like that. Now Zeke hadn't run well. He's hurt, and he continues to play, which I disagree with. But Pollard's hurt now. Yeah. But when you can do that, and it's just so for me, I'm not that big on Mac Jones. I'm big on Belichick. Mm-hmm. Belichick and that defense is off the chain. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we overlook a defense. We overlook a defense whenever last year in the Super Bowl, man, that defense won that game. That defense, that boy ran for his life the whole game.
Yeah, but the offense has to be able to show up.
Mm-hmm.
All they got to do is score a few points. You don't have to put up that many points when the defense is that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when the defense is that good. And then the other thing is this. Okay, now once you get behind, what do all teams do? Once you get too far behind and the game is late in the game, you got to disband the run because you got to score points quick. You got to manage clock. Then the other thing is this. Okay, so now they can pin their ears back and take some risk and go for turnovers. So with that being said, like I say, it's been proven time and time again with a mediocre quarterback. If you got a really good defense, you win games. You win games.
I would definitely say Mac Jones is better than a mediocre quarterback, though. I get it. There's some
He'll be there. He'll be there. He's nowhere near there yet. When I look at the elite quarterbacks around the league, you can name so many that game by game, they outperform him.
Mm-hmm.
End of the day, man. Them W's is what matter, man.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. What did I just say? That's my point. End of the day, it's the W. Now, you get the dub, and if your defense holds someone to 3 points or 6 points or 9 points,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody, and what we said before, and you've even said it yourself, a quarterback is going to get the blame for the loss and get most of the credit for the win. Whether or not it's deservingly so, it is what it is. It's a quarterback league.
Yep. Talking about quarterbacks, I'm going to change a little bit of the subject in terms of go to college ranks. Have you guys noticed the transfer rule? Transfers going on with this transfer portal going. Look at how that kid came here.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's transferred to Texas.
Yeah, transferred to Texas. He shouldn't have done that though.
And look at the kid from Oklahoma, Spencer Rattler. He was a Heisman frontrunner beginning last year, and now he transferred to South Carolina.
Oh, you know why he transferred?
You know why he
sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, you're a good ball player in your own right, but they got one little better than you now. I don't. Yeah, definitely. That to me that makes sense. Because he sits there, he runs the risk, man, of not getting drafted.
Right. And basically, it's college versions of free agency.
It is. It is. I agree with you, and I like it for the kids.
Yeah.
Because before it was so much control. The student didn't have any control. Yeah. And most of these guys, let's be honest, most of these guys aren't going to college to get an education. They're going to play football.
Yeah.
So, and the schools make so much money off of them. If Nate, you ever come to Texas, you ever come to Texas and you go to Waco, you see the house that you can get to see the house that RG3 built. I mean, they made millions of dollars off of this dude. So with all that being said, they make so much money. I'm glad to see the fact that these kids can say, okay, all right, they do like Tua and all those other ones. Okay, hey, because all it takes is an injury, and that next guy, because they are recruiting them at the highest level. And then now that we're talking about that, let me slide into this now that we're talking about recruiting. How about Deion Sanders, man?
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Yeah,
Coach Prime, man.
Hey, Shawn.
Wasn't it Travis Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis Hunter from Florida. So
Yep.
I'm like, yeah. I like that though. You know why I like that? Because first of all, you can make it from these little schools, but it is a little more challenging because of the you don't get that much notoriety. But I like it because this now will open it up a little better, and they'll be more inclined to start paying attention to some of these other schools, these smaller D1s. So,
Oh, yeah.
I like it for that reason.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and with that being said, this won't be the only big recruit he gets from here on out.
Oh no. He's gonna be a powerhouse.
Yeah,
They're gonna be a powerhouse, man.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
whew,
But
his
what's going on?
nickname is better as Coach Pride, as Pride at Coach Pride, than it was even as Pride time when he was in the league, man. I mean, because he's legit, he's big time, man.
Yeah.
So kids go, where he go because they know, man. Hey, the level of awareness, has been changed at that university because of his presence now. So yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, if you
change the presence, and it must be the money, according to Affleck. But
yeah, but I'll say this, because you got to think about this, which I happen to think sports is one of the greatest things there is, because man, when you in that locker room, y'all family. It don't matter where you come from, what you look like, all that. So, which is great anyway. But what you're going to now see is, because keep in mind that really the only reason, I think I mentioned this on the show several episodes ago, that one of the doors that it did knock down for segregation was the fact that, look, these guys are talented. We losing out on a lot of talent. If you look at would you not take especially after a Thursday night's game, would you not take a Travis Kelce because he's not the right color? No. So in that, hey, look, and what you're gonna see is this, or what you will see at some point is this. You're gonna see other kids go to, regardless of color, you're gonna see kids going to these traditional HBCUs. When you start getting coaches like Prime, you're gonna see a lot of former NFL players go that route into coaching, because the big schools, you can't hardly get in there.
Yeah, you had the thing is exactly, and they stockpile all the talent, and that's the point I'm making. Why go like Ohio State, man? Why do you need? Don't get me wrong, I get why Ohio State does it, but I'm just saying, why in the world do you need like 3 top level quarterbacks at your school, and then you got 2 of them who's never gonna get any playing time? So what you're gonna have now is these cats gonna be like, you know what, forget that, man. I can just go elsewhere. I can go here.
Well,
and so I think that's what I like about it.
But what you're going to see is these kids, they're going through that system, and used to be a lot of times it was that first year you were a redshirt freshman. So sometimes you see cats coming in true freshmen first year, and they out there on the field. So what you're going to see is 2 years in, 2 years out. So I'm with you on the fact that, Nate, I'm like, okay. And I've always said that the top players, they want to play.
You might see that with 2 years in, 2 years out with Stroud this year.
Yeah, I think Stroud will be going, after next year.
And I actually, in my estimation, man, I think really the NFL needs to there needs to be another team added too. I wish I had the connections, in the capital, man. I think, man, actually, I think it needs to be a team added from the state of Maryland. I know we have, WTF, but or excuse me, TWF.
What freaking team?
Oh my God. Yeah, I knew what you said, but it just that tickled me, man. That's good. That's funny. Did you do that on purpose, man?
No.
I've mistakenly called that team the same thing. What the F team?
Oh, man. Oh my God. Hey,
and we have the Ravens, but we could have another team. But I'm just saying, I think there needs to be another team added. I mean, because I think you have a lot of talent, man. And I know we want the best product we can have out there, but I think it's enough talent to have another team.
Hey guys, and I know running late getting here, but and I don't know if y'all covered much on the Thursday night game, but man,
We haven't talked about it at all yet.
Man, that was a heck of a game, and the coach didn't do them a whole lot of favors by leaving points on the field.
I'm telling you, I'm like, my God.
And of course, you keep giving them opportunities with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, man. Wow, but at the same time, and I'm gonna say this, on that first drive of the game, there was actually 2 potential touchdown passes dropped. Now, sadly to say, the tight end, that was a horrible thing to see. When they carted him off, the way his arms was trembling and everything. And of course, last I heard is they just said it's a head injury and he's in stable condition. Man, that was just.
Yeah, that was something else.
Wow. I hope, pray to God, we don't ever see anything like that.
Well, they tried to give it, each of those teams tried to give it back to each other several times.
Oh yeah.
And when they tied it up at the end there, I had a feeling Kansas City was going to win.
Oh yeah. Whenever whenever the Chargers went down there and scored so quick, I said, they giving Pat the ball back with
way too much time.
2 minutes and I think it was 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
Yep, 2 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock. I'm like, we're going. And actually, I said, now they may go for. I don't know if I wouldn't go for 2. I'd go for the tie, but I thought maybe they would just go for the W right there. But and I say this because he had a good game plan because they ran the ball all over those boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I wonder how much of effect it was with now all these players with COVID and everything, and without Chris Jones being in the middle. And sure as I was saying that, I was listening to Troy Aikman. He was saying the same thing right afterwards about that. But man, they ran the ball right down KC's throat. Now, with that being said, where they are now, KC is sitting pretty right now, okay? But I'm not totally impressed with them because of the way they ran the ball on the boys the other day. My goodness. And like I say, that quarterback is something else, man. That kid is, man, I can't wait. For years to come, we're going to see some great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see some great stuff out of this dude. Man, the dude is an athlete, man. He's not just a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He is an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Big, strong athlete.
Yeah. Yeah, that game, just with the turnover on downs, that was crazy.
Yeah. But that's that coach
For
really.
all of it inside the 5-yard line, too.
Yeah. And I just, after that first time, we wouldn't have done that anymore.
Yep. After the first time, I'm getting them points. Now the third time worked out for him because KC wound up turning it back over and they got a touchdown out of it. But still, just imagine, had they have taken the 3 times and got the 3 points each time, that's 9 points. It still beats 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they still would have won. But yeah, I didn't like calling at all.
Well, yeah.
I just didn't like the field, man. I could tell. I knew that they weren't going to score any of these times.
And one of my things about KC is what they did before, even when they weren't, their defense. I said, if you can make timely stops, because now they play KC different. Pat Mahomes, he won't have just game after game of those phenomenal numbers anymore because everybody's going to play a shell type secondary. They're going to play a cover 2. They're going to put 2 guys back because Tyreek Hill is, man, when he catches the ball, first off, we talking about what? He's like the fastest receiver in the league, and he's really actually a running back, what he was. But and if you're out there with him, I don't know of any guys in the league that can catch him. You better have a good angle and take the right angle because you're not going to catch Tyreek Hill.
Before we head into the picks this week, there's a couple of subjects I'd like to get covered, at least briefly. One's the Browns-Ravens game. What'd you guys think of that one?
Aha. Pat, just think. I'm going to say this. You were about to say, nah, I'm not taking them.
Yeah, I thanked you, Gordon.
Listen to me.
I thanked you.
Yeah.
I
The
said,
only one that didn't take them was Eric.
Yeah.
the other one that got me was that I followed you on was that Kansas City game because I was going to take what's his name, Seattle, for that one, and
San Diego. Yeah.
or San Diego, yeah, the Chargers. I was going to take them, and you talked me out of it. So thank you for that one too. You gave me two
Actually,
picks.
You took L.A. Chargers.
Did I? I thought I took
We
Kansas
both
City.
did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both did.
I was the only one that took the Kansas City.
We both did. Pat.
Oh, we both screwed up then. Well, we're even
and
then.
The thing of it was this, and I picked them because, again, like I say, I didn't know the coach was going to do what he did.
Everybody had an awesome week in terms of picks, though, because you and Gordon only missed out on 2 picks.
So where do we stand?
Gordon's at 124. I'm at 123. You're at 115.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Ooh, smoking, Pat. We're smoking.
I was in the mountains last week, so but I had all the picks though.
Yeah, I figured as much, man. You were
Yeah.
perfect last week.
I was darn near perfect. I had one loss. Yeah, it was the Arizona game.
That Ravens game, I've never seen Cleveland win a game, and I was disappointed after it. And that Ravens game, the first half of it was good. First half of it, I was all for Cleveland, but they got out of that locker room and they were flat. There was nothing to them.
It was a tale of 2 halves.
Yeah.
And I was really disappointed. And I told, I've said this on the other sports show too. Cleveland was a disappointment to me, even though they won.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Because they're going to get up against somebody big like that. They're going to get ahead of them in the beginning, and they'll just do the same damn thing, and they'll end up getting beat.
Yeah.
Cleveland's actually lucky they didn't get to beat this last week. Because the fact that I kept hearing the excuse for Baltimore. Oh, our quarterback was out of the game half the game. Well, big flipping deal. And we're playing with injuries too.
Yeah, that backup quarterback
He was better than what's his name, Jackson.
And also, and I'm gonna say this, and I think that was part of the reason why the game, Cleveland almost gave it back, let them have it back, is because they had game plan for Jackson. And now, as teams see enough of you, they learn how to play you.
That goes to show something I've said for a long, long time. The opposing quarterback, when a quarterback is taken out, the opposing team is always at a disadvantage over that, because they've game played, they've practiced and everything for that original quarterback, and you take that out of there, they don't know what's coming. I've said that for the last 20 years or more.
Absolutely, and especially when it's that big of contrast, because a couple of things. First off, they game plan because they know Lamar is most dangerous with his legs. I mean, he's got a strong arm. He's not the most accurate. If you looked at the stats, he's not the most accurate quarterback, but he's got a strong arm, and he can, and his legs. He's a phenomenal runner.
Yeah, I agree.
And so and as a quarterback, even there probably isn't too many defensive players that can run down, especially edge rushers or linebackers, other than maybe Parsons and I don't think they can anymore. But yeah, you know, the way that they game plan for him, then you put someone in there that's more accurate throwing the ball, and it throws your game plan off. And one of the things I say about Stefanski is this, or Cleveland especially, is that they don't, I can't say it, they don't make adjustments much, or they seem not to adjust. There's a couple coaches out there. Stefanski is one, and Andy up there in KC is the other. They just tend not to really not make adjustments at all.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm a little I keep seeing this flat offense, and I'm getting a little disappointed in Stefanski. They need to take and make some changes there or something to liven that game plan up. It's the same stuff over and over and over again, and I think it's falling on his shoulders. I mean, look, the defense is actually coming out to play most of the time now, because of the way that the media has been with that defensive that coach. But when it comes down to it, nobody's really saying too much about the offense. But that offense has been flat for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and it's disappointing.
Yeah.
They should have beat Baltimore by 14. If they were the team that we planned on having this year, they should have beat them by 14 or more.
Well, they no.
But you know, we're falling flat here. No, we gotta keep holding the ball. Just hold on to it till we see if we win or not. Score some stuff in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah. But now that you talk about defense, who do you guys think will be Defensive Player of the Year?
I think it's going to be between Garrett and the other guy. Yeah.
Wow. And I'm gonna say this, Myles Garrett, man, that dude has been balling now.
It's between Watt, Garrett, and Parsons.
Parsons is a slightly distant third, but as a rookie, that boy is lighting it up.
I think that guy that they picked up for the other side of Garrett, I can't think of his Clowney. Yeah, I think he's in the mix for best defensive lineman too, or best defensive player.
Yeah,
because when Garrett's not there, he usually is.
If you look at the sacks, man, Garrett is lighting it up. Now, if you look at plays, tackles for loss, as well as sacks and strip fumbles and things like that, man, Parsons, he's doing big things, man.
They're saying they compare him to this generation's Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, I think that's wow. That's
Garrett scoring that touchdown last week just made me proud.
Yeah.
Look, we haven't talked about the Rams at all.
Man, that was the game that.
So, what do you think about Odell Beckham?
Well, all I know is it's his fault that Cleveland's still playing flat.
I think you're saying that to be facetious, Gordon. You should stir you.
But I'm gonna say this. And he's doing well. And as we thought he would do well.
Actually, he's doing better than I thought. I thought he would.
He still doesn't know where the hell he's at on the field.
I thought he would look better next year, because I'm like, you gotta learn. I mean, you gotta learn offense, and learn the quarterback.
True.
So I'm shocked. So he's actually doing a lot better than I anticipated.
But keep in mind, what's his name went down, and that allowed him to get more looks. Their second receiver. and because what's his name, Cup. You know, he's not Cup at this point. But my thing is this: folks were still trying to make him like a top 5 NFL player. I'm like, dude, that ship has sailed. You know, he'll be a solid second or third option, depending on where he goes. Because when old boy comes back, they're gonna have to figure something out. Because old boy was balling too before he went down. He was balling.
I think next year is when we really gonna see what we got though. I think after an off season, you know, after this season, an off season, then next year I think that's when you really see what you got in Odell Beckham. I think he's gonna be pretty good.
If he's not washed up by then.
You know, I think he's going to be solid. He's not going to be that dude that you saw, which he made his reputation off of a couple spectacular catches. Because I mean, even with the Giants, you know, he dropped passes in the playoffs that cost them. So
I'll be honest. In all fairness, man, I'm not seeing nobody that was like Odell Beckham. The types of catches that he made, I don't see anybody that was like that.
Okay, I put it like this: have you ever watched Devontae Adams?
Not like Odell Beckham.
You lost your mind. Devontae Adams is so much better than Odell Beckham.
Does he know where he's at on the field?
I disagree, man. Consistently, the ridiculous types of catches that Odell, the plays that he made, consistently. Yeah, I mean, he consistently made these ridiculous types of plays.
And you know what? First off, if you go by, let's look at stats now. Well, Devontae Adams is hurt now too, but look at stats. He's playing again. But Devontae Adams, let's look at stats. Let's look at yards after the catch. What's his name? KC, Tyreek Hill. I can name several.
Disagree, man.
Several players. When you start looking at it,
we'll stat it out for next week. You gotta look at the. We're not talking about this version we see. This is. I mean, I agree. We will not see that version of Odell.
Right. True.
And
but
we're
I'm
not
saying
gonna see it in
his prime, there were other receivers that were better.
There were other receivers making catches. But
They
Odell
were better.
Beckham made extraordinary catches.
Okay.
He made them on a consistent basis.
Okay, they made. Wait a minute. Let's do this. As far as drops versus catches, they were better. Yards after catch, they were better. You're looking at a couple of highlight reels and saying, "Man, this dude was all that." He was a really good receiver. Probably going into the Hall of Fame. Probably a Hall of Famer. Now, I'll say this. Let me back up. Okay. Let's go back in time, roll the reels a little bit. Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, and Randy Moss.
Awesome.
Better.
Awesome.
Way better.
I think better careers. I would say better. I would say better careers. But it's just like this, okay? We look at it like this. Look at it like, okay, Michael Jordan. Extraordinary highlights. He has more highlight moments that just seem crazy, like or Vince Carter maybe even more. Vince Carter probably even a better example. Way more crazy sick highlights than LeBron does. Is Vince Carter better than LeBron?
No. And that's my point. Yeah. And if you look at Vince's highlight reels was, and now we'll say this. One thing Vince did better than probably, or I know he did better than LeBron was this. In game traffic dunker, he's probably the best we've ever seen. And most everybody will say that.
That's what I'm saying. So it's those, when I say Odell, no, we ain't never gonna see that. Odell consistently done, like Vince Carter consistently done that stuff. It's not like LeBron couldn't do that occasionally or whatever, or some other players couldn't, but not to that degree. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of Odell Beckham. Man, the catches were crazy, man. I mean, it's just extraordinarily acrobatic catches on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Okay, and I hear what you're saying. Yeah, he has, man. He's made a lot of, and I say a lot. Where there have been others that have made some pretty wild catches. But my thing is this: yards after the catch versus drops. And the other thing is probably one of the greatest runners after the catch. I think is probably, if you look it up, it's probably going to be Terrell Owens. The dude just ran angry. That he just run over people. Of course, also in that, he's a big, strong guy, and probably, I'm sure is fast, if not faster. Then hands down, when you start looking at best hands, Jerry Rice and Randy Moss, because Randy Moss he made circus catches. That's the reason why that's the term now. When you get beat on a play, you've been mossed.
He created that term himself.
But hey, man, this dude he made circus catches.
But yeah, I hear you.
But also, it's a little bit different when you could jump like Randy Moss and had that height with him too. And Randy Moss, who was a heck of a basketball player, played with Jason Williams in high school. Could you imagine that team?
You mentioned Jerry Rice. There was one reason that he had as much as he did on that team, and that was his quarterback, which was Montana.
Yeah,
Montana is the only quarterback that I've ever seen that could actually see the field in 3D. And he was an incredible quarterback.
Yes.
I saw him make plays and make throws that nobody in this world could have made.
Well, wasn't the Colonel kind of like that? Y'all know who the Colonel is, right?
Well, I'm gonna say this for you. I know where you're going with that, but I'm gonna say this. That's a good argument for ODB too. He didn't have a quarterback like that because Eli was okay. He wasn't a great quarterback. He was not a great quarterback. Now Odell's career may have been even better had he had a better quarterback. I didn't think Eli was all that.
Yeah, I didn't think he was either.
So
let's move into the picks so we can get this show on the road here.
Man, it's been a good week.
Yeah, it's been a good one. We had a lot to talk about. I told you that.
Oh yeah. And then I got hey, he came back ready. You see, Nate came back ready to argue with me too.
Hey, you see what I named? Nate is the goofiest of all time.
Boy, he got that up there on the screen.
Thinking about this, do you guys want to do a New Year's Day show?
We can.
Because we got a lot of football coming up.
Man.
And I hate to not cover it for almost 3 weeks.
You got the Rose Bowl with Buckeyes and Utah.
We could get it covered. We could do a morning the first of January. We could do a morning show, an hour and a half, whatever. It's up to you guys. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Let's do it, man. Slap the table. Sound like a deal.
Sounds good to me.
Your schedule, Nate.
All right.
But
if y'all with it, I'm with it.
Okay.
We're up with it.
Yes, sir.
So you heard it here first, folks. We're doing a show on January 1st that will cover pretty much all the football, all the playoffs and everything that's coming to. Pretty cool idea, actually.
All right.
Off to the picks.
All right, let's get going on these picks. All right, we got the first game of the week is Carolina at Buffalo.
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 I got Buffalo also.
You taking Carolina, Nate?
funny.
Hey, man, you still live in the Carolinas, man. Nothing could be finer than Carolina.
Hey, I'm with you there.
All right, the next game is Arizona at Detroit.
You know what to put down for everybody. No one even have to say anything.
I think you pretty much got it.
You know what? Detroit messed around and upset them, boy. You know, it's funny though because we've had a couple of those obvious picks like that we thought were obvious and then wind up going the other way though.
Yeah.
Well, that's obvious, bro.
Tampa Bay.
I bet the farm on that.
This is what, week 13, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
Week 15.
Well, now I'll say this: with all the COVID deals going on, which the one thing I like that Baker did do, and it probably really wasn't his place to do, but I like that he did, is he spoke out on the NFL and what they're doing. He's like, okay, now y'all doing all this. He says, okay, first off, the silly thing is, why are y'all testing us after practice? Shouldn't we be tested before practice? I'm like, man, that's a no-brainer. What was that? What else he said? Yeah, he kind of got on him a little bit.
Well, I hear, I agree with that. But I guess if they testing you every day after practice, it's the same thing.
Well, the thing of it is this: they only practicing 2 or 3 times a week right now during the season. NFL, they only practice like 3 days a week.
All right. Yeah.
Cleveland could use practice, man. They could stand to have 2 days, man. 5 days a week at least.
All right. Third game is the Jets at Miami.
I'm taking
Miami.
Like Miami.
yeah, I'll take Miami.
Because Miami has been hot. Probably the hottest team right now.
Probably so. Pat, you said it like that was a tough decision on that one.
Nah, not really.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then the next game is Dallas at Giants.
I'm taking Dallas, although Dak still hadn't looked good.
Dilly Dally.
Man, that defense has been what's been that's been the high point for the Cowboys is their defense.
All right. The next game is Tennessee at Pitt.
Kenner.
Tenny?
Yeah, I don't like.
I'll take Tennessee. Oh, it's against Pittsburgh? The hell with that. Because
Yeah.
Oh no, man, I'm gonna take Tennessee, but
and what Tennessee's going to tell Pittsburgh?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Pittsburgh!
Man, see what you missed, Nate?
All right. And then the next game is Houston at Jacksonville. That's on.
Wow, 2 world beaters. Huh?
Also,
You know, the funny thing is, Jacksonville will probably rally around, all this unfortunate news, but
And the Texans are only favored by 3 in that anyway.
I can't Jackson.
We're going to Houston.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the Texans.
And that might be because now if Jacksonville wins, first thing they're gonna say is, boy, hey, this firm came way too late.
I think they probably know that. I mean, this is one of those kind of emotional things that kind of take place. You see it all the time in sports. Hey, can the coach, team rally, man, they get all fired up and they come out with a win or 2, man, and then they back to usual for the most part.
And kicker probably kicked the winning field goal.
Oh, I forgot one game we got on Saturday is New England at Indianapolis.
That's gonna be a nice game.
Yeah.
Mac is back, baby.
I think
I'm all in on the Mac.
I'm going to say Jonathan Taylor is the man for Colts.
They nice, but
Yeah,
the Mac
he
is
was-
back. All in on the Mac,
So
baby.
you're on New England. Okay.
I'm looking at the stats for that game.
This is being played in Indianapolis.
you thinking
The
Indy.
Patriots are favored by 2.
No matter. Mac is back.
I'm thinking Indy, but
I'll take the Patriots in that one.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Indy, just to rally against Nate because I know where he's going.
I'm going to Indianapolis too because it's in India.
Yeah.
All right.
And when we roll back in here next week, y'all gonna hear me talking cash trash.
Yeah.
Back is back.
Mac is back. He threw for 40 yards and they won.
All right, the next game is
And he threw it 12 times.
Bengals at the Broncos.
Should be the
That
Bengals.
should be a good game.
Man, that should be right there. They playing in Denver. Denver is so hippie flop. Like I said, I know
They're half and
that's
half
the
if
biggest
they're
problem
anything.
is they can't protect their quarterback.
Yeah, you don't know what
And I think Denver's going to get them just because
It's being played in Denver too.
they're playing in Denver, and they can't protect him. Man, that dude is such a good.
The Bengals are only +1 there.
Yeah, the reason why I think the Bengals win though, man, because they didn't, they lost. I just don't see them dropping several like that. So, and there's a lot at stake, man. The position in that division, man.
Yeah,
I got
a lot at stake between the two of the teams though, because Broncos are in, Bengals have the same record, I believe, 7-6. Playoff chances.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Look for the Broncos to show up the way they showed up against Cleveland. Just go out.
So you gonna go with that?
I'm going with the Bengals.
Give me the Bengals.
Okay. All right. Next game. Next game is Atlanta at San Fran.
Oh, Russ.
San Fran.
Yeah, I think about 49.
So I think about Seattle.
Yeah, I was thinking about Seattle for a second. Yeah, San Fran, man.
Give me San Francisco.
Okay.
My West Coast team against the East Coast.
All right. Next game is Green Bay at Baltimore.
Definitely
That's easy, man.
Definitely Green Bay.
That's gonna be a double check. Man. That's gonna be.
And he is.
Excuse me.
And Lamar might still even be out, huh?
Yeah.
So.
On top of that, because they thought, it's still not certain that he's coming back.
Yeah, I heard a rumor he was going to play, but I don't think he's going to do that well if he's got the ankle.
Give me the Packers there.
I expect him to show up and show out if he plays, but I'm still going with the Packers because I just don't think he's going to come back.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, Aaron Rodgers and them boys, most of the time Aaron Rodgers is gonna be Aaron Rodgers. I think he's really got something to prove. We saw him throw the first game of the season. He's such a prima donna, but I think he wants to go out, win it out, and then leave.
All
He'll
right.
be in Cleveland next year.
Yeah, the room.
Would you want to go to Cleveland?
That's where he's going. Why? Green Bay. Cleveland better than Green Bay, man.
Yeah, the team that's set up
I'm
for
talking
him,
about in terms of the city.
more set up for him, they say, is Denver.
Denver, yeah, or Pittsburgh.
Denver.
I don't know why you want to go to Pittsburgh.
But I think it'll be Denver.
All right.
Seattle's going to need a quarterback too, because I think Russell Wilson gone too.
All right. So we got another. We got New Orleans at Tampa Bay.
Do I even need to say what I think there?
Come on, man. We talking about. Keep in mind, New Orleans is only a shell of itself because of all the injuries. So I'm taking.
So ain't nobody gonna be back.
Tampa Bay.
Nobody
really be back, and they don't really have a quarterback. I'm definitely, now
But
don't
they
get me
do
wrong.
have Tampa Bay's number usually.
Yeah, and they have Tampa Bay's number.
Wow.
And so we expecting nobody to be back still though?
They've got, man, seriously, they got a bunch of guys.
They got
receivers, quarterback.
The running back's back though.
Oh, Kamara's back?
Yeah, he's been back.
Okay. Yeah, Alvin Kamara's back, but they need somebody to play quarterback. Matter of fact, with Cleveland, with everybody out, if y'all got some cleats, and you're going to be in the Cleveland area, you might get to play quarterback.
Yeah, they're talking. I think it's going to be Nick Mullins possibly starting. He's played before.
He played
with the
decent.
49.
Yeah, he had a
49ers.
couple decent starts. He did take, for Garoppolo. Okay.
No, he played the whole season.
Up there and take Baker's job, please.
All right. Yeah. So
I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Give me the Bucks.
Tampa Bay. They said all that. They knew him and Pat both knew they were taking Tampa Bay, and they talking all this.
No,
like
it's not an easy one for
it.
me. It's not easy, man. It's
Please.
just like Tampa Bay playing Washington. It's not an easy pick. You know?
All right. So we got 2 Monday night games now. We got the first one, which is the Raiders at the Browns.
What do you think, Gordon? I'm going to go with you, buddy.
I'm leaning toward the Raiders, man. I don't want to do that, but I'm leaning toward the Raiders. Will we?
We're playing in Cleveland. It's being played in Cleveland.
We're playing in Cleveland, but
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna lean towards the Raiders because of all the COVID issues.
Yeah, COVID issues too. I'm definitely leaning toward, because you're talking about with Cleveland. You're talking about 11 studs, like starters out.
It's actually
There's 24 people on COVID right now for Cleveland.
And half of them are starters.
Yeah. You're talking about 11 of them. I'm going with the Raiders.
Cleveland is they trying to jump the season so they can get a lottery pick, man.
And get themselves one of the receiver. That's a lot of the grass are having them going after either one of the Buckeyes receivers or that kid out of USC, Drake London.
Well, the thing that I've looked at with Cleveland here, you still got Chubb. He's not sick. Hunt, I think, is on COVID reserve. At least that's what I thought I heard the other night.
I think it's an injury.
And that stud running back, a little young running back.
You got the Darren Johnson as his backup.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So you still got a little bit there, but it depends on who's going to play quarterback. If it was Keenum or Mayfield, I might think they had a shot. But if you put in some third or fourth string quarterback in there, forget it.
I mean, third, fourth string won't be
Okay.
far off the
Okay.
Mayfield.
Now keep in mind, the defense is going to be subpar as well.
I
They're
really
not
hate to
gonna
do
back.
this.
They're not going to stop anybody, man.
I'm going with Raiders, man. But but who knows, man? Hey, they may find something in that third or fourth string quarterback.
You don't know what's going to come back between now and then either. Because you've got, 3 days yet? 2 days.
Yeah.
And the league supposedly has loosened up some of the reins on that, on returning from COVID.
Yeah. Well,
And if they get anybody back,
league has done some things, but they didn't like the fact that Baker pulled their skirt up, and he did. He was right in what he said.
well, give me the Raiders. That just pains me to do that, but give me the Raiders.
All right. Nate, the Raiders.
Yep.
Gordon,
Oh yeah,
Raiders.
John Raiders. Oh shoot, man! I am having fun with this. This has been, man.
I tell you, man, Cleveland trying to tank, man. They trying to tank, man, and they trying to find a way to do it so that blameless, shameless way.
Well,
We hurt. Oh, we got COVID. We this, we that, we this.
I disagree. If they're trying to tank, they put Baker out there.
Yeah,
I'm
but you gotta
sorry.
do
I
it.
shouldn't have said that.
You got to do it in a blameless way. You know, if you sideline Baker and Keenum, and like Pat say, you throw a third or fourth string QB up in there, What the heck?
All right, the next game is Vikings at Bears.
You know what? My goodness, man.
They're playing in Chicago.
Oh Lord, I like what I'm seeing in Justin Fields. And Minnesota, you don't know what you're going to get though.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be,
it's going to come down to the end with Minnesota.
But just because I like Justin Fields, I'm going with Chicago. I don't see that. I see that being a nail biter, man.
Listen to the first paragraph of this prediction. Kirk Cousins is just 1-5 as a starter against the Bears since coming to Minnesota, but four of those games have been one score nail biters. Neither team can stop the run, so this is a chance for Dalvin Cook and perhaps David Montgomery to go large. It's another tight one, and when Justin Fields surprises by playing hero in the game, and they've got the Bears favored by 2 points, 26-24 Bears.
I'm gonna take the Bears, and I forgot about how Cooper Kupp beat him, man, with Dallas. Y'all remember that game? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Bears because of the X factor is going to be Fields because he can run a little bit as well, and I think he's gonna be the definite X factor in that game.
You don't think it'll be Stefanski's play calling?
Who?
Stefanski's play calling because Stefanski came from Minnesota.
I meant to say Matt Nagy's play calling.
I just think that I hear what you said. It's been a little facetious there, but realistically, and don't get me wrong, part of that is in there is the first off, I'm gonna say this. They're not. Neither one of them can stop the run, and also Chicago's offensive line hasn't been very good, and I know that what what's his name wants to do, coach wants to do, is he wants to allow him to make plays because of his athleticism. So he's allowed to hold the ball longer, which I think a lot of times you need to get rid of the ball. But I'm going with Chicago on that one.
Okay. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, Chi-Town. Yeah.
Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
It's gonna be a very close game.
All right, then we got 2 Tuesday games. This is because of the COVID issues.
Man,
you got Seattle at LA Rams.
Oh my God.
Rams.
Oh my. And Seattle's starting to figure things out, man.
Rams.
But Rams got that dynamite receiving core, man. They got the boy there.
So let me go. You're going to Rams?
Yeah, I'm going with studs, man.
Give me the Rams.
I wouldn't be surprised 49ers won though, but I'm sticking with that receiving core.
You mean Seattle? No, I'm not.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Yeah, I'm gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle won, just because
I'd be surprised.
Figure things out.
All right, then the Tuesday game is Washington at Philly.
I'm going with the Washington football team.
You want to hear something strange? I just looked at the pick for Cleveland. The Cleveland and Raiders. They've got, even all through all this COVID crap and everything else, they've got the Browns favored by 4.
Because don't the Raiders have a bunch of cats out with COVID too?
Oh, they did. They were one of the other teams. I forgot about that.
That's why they postponed the game.
Shawn, change my pick back to the Browns. I can't do that.
Okay.
Right. They were the Raiders was one of the other teams. I forgot about that. It was what, 3 teams. And Cleveland and the Raiders were the two that had, I think, probably the most playmakers out on either side of the ball. Wow. I may have to change mine too.
Look, maybe we should wait till Sunday to shore this one up. See who comes back.
I almost want to change mine too, because of that. I forgot, and I can't remember who's all out with the Raiders, but it was like.
Let me read you this to convince you, Gordon. Ready?
Okay.
The Browns are suddenly back in the AFC playoff hunt, but the team has been disseminated by the positive COVID tests. Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry are among the names. That likely means a healthy dose of Nick Chubb when the postponed game finally kicks off, and the Browns find a way against the reeling Raider team. And the pick is 24, Cleveland 24, Raiders 20. Interesting.
Okay.
You know what? Do I want to stay?
Yeah,
That's tough.
you don't know who's out on that Raiders team. That's the problem.
I hadn't paid much attention to that, but I know that you talking Jarvis Landry, Myles Garrett.
So Myles Garrett is out too?
No.
Oh, he's not? What? I thought he was out too.
No.
Defensively, Cleveland should look good, basically. I mean, offensively, they don't look like crap anyway. So defense is the thing. If they square defensively, technically speaking, man,
I'm gonna change my pick because they know more who's out with who. So because I keep up with some of it, but of course I can't keep up with all that. And then and I'm trying to watch multi games. Last week I went to Buffalo Wild Wings where I could see multi games at once. That was awesome.
The main name out for Raiders is Darren Waller, their tight end. That's their best player.
So tight end is out.
Yeah.
And quarterback is in. And
yeah, that quarterback is just playing though, right?
Running backs is in. Receiving core is in. And for Cleveland's defense is still stout and is in. Man, this is very difficult.
Don't they have some?
I'm just.
Is it Aaron Donald? I mean, Clowning, or I thought they had someone in that pass rush group that was out.
I'm just going with the Raiders because I said the Raiders.
And Cleveland also said Njoku's coming back this week too.
Man, they got everybody back.
I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
Cleveland's defense is more stout, man.
Now I don't want you to blame me for this, Gordon.
The only other team that has more players out with COVID is the Rams. They got 29 players.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
All these clowns in Los Angeles, man, they probably just doing whatever.
And keep in mind, some of these players are out. They're not really having the symptoms. They've been vaccinated and all that. So, and like I say, they may change some things because of that. But
cats got to stop putting themselves in predicaments, man. They family roll up in there, man. I ain't getting no shot, man. I don't believe in that mess. And they hanging around them, man. And then they come out with these. Someone probably catching them.
Well, look at this, and you got to think about this. And I don't know if they have that, but let's say you have young children and they're going to school or daycare.
It's crazy though, for the Rams. The list includes Odell, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, and 4 other starters.
Holy crap!
Man.
Who with the Rams? And who did I see in that game? The Rams and who was they playing? I forgot about that game. Rams and oh my gosh.
Rams and Seattle.
Rams in Seattle.
Oh my God, who's out? Is somebody out on Seattle's team?
Not that I know of.
But yeah,
Yeah.
is Cuff playing? Cooper Cuff playing? I mean,
Cooper Kupp's playing.
Yeah, Cuff is playing. They got their quarterback. Their defense is going to be decimated. Their offense is hurting. And I think they're still favored, but so I'm gonna stay with that pick.
All right. So what do we want on the Washington Philly game?
I'm taking Washington, man. They don't have a bunch of COVID people out, do they?
Nah. I'm going with Philly.
I'm going with Philly too.
I'm going with Washington, baby, the Washington football team, man.
I'm going with what football team?
Okay, so you're going with WFT.
What football team? Yeah.
Okay. WFT.
It could be worse. It could be WTF.
All right, then the Thursday night game is San Fran at Tennessee.
Well, say we still think Tennessee
That's
got
their
a bunch of
good team.
industry, so San Fran it is, I guess, for me.
West Coast team. You know where I'm going.
It's being played at Tennessee. I'm going Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee. That's what I said.
I thought you said they had a bunch of injuries. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, they had a bunch of injuries right there, right?
Who, Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Not that I know of. The only injury they got is Henry.
And that other back been running.
Heck, their other back played with the Browns last year. What is his name?
Well, I'm not changing my pick since it
I'm
said
going Tennessee.
since it says San Fran. I'm going with San Fran.
Okay.
No, playing, man.
All right. So that's the matchups for this week.
Wow.
And next week, how do we want to do our picks for next week or wait?
No, let's wait, man.
Okay.
Hey, what are we doing any? Are we picking for the college playoffs?
Yeah, we could do that New Year's Eve morning or New Year's morning.
Yeah, and yeah, we do that then. And I'm just because the SEC, I'm being spiteful, man. I'm taking Cincinnati. I just mad because
I hope Cincinnati win because I think it would be good for just college football.
I do too. I hope it winds up being Michigan and Cincinnati because of the SEC is just, you know, I would just love that. That would thrill me.
I definitely want to see Bama lose.
I want to see Bama.
No, you got the first matchups playing on the 31st for the college football playoff. So that's the Friday before we pick.
What's that game?
That's the matchup is
The two games you got Cincinnati at Alabama,
Oh,
Georgia at Michigan.
Georgia at Michigan, and I hope it's nice and cold.
Yeah, they're being played in the Cincinnati game. Alabama is being played down here at the Cotton Bowl or at Jerry's World.
man.
let's take those two picks and then we'll do the rest of them
Okay.
the morning of the show.
And
Michigan.
this right here, I'm not going off of any analytics or stats or anything. I'm going off my heart on this, and I'm taking Cincinnati and Michigan because I just want to see both of those SEC teams lose.
Likewise.
Michigan plays Bama, right?
No.
No,
They
Or
play
they
Georgia.
play Georgia.
Yeah.
I think Michigan is better than Georgia anyway.
And
I'm hoping that Cincy will take this game personal against Alabama.
and one of the reasons why I'm pulling for Michigan also is it's a Big Ten team, and I'm that whole writing off the Big Ten, man. I kind of want to see Big Ten represent, man. I want Michigan to represent, and I already felt that Ohio State's defense was suspect, to say the least. So
Yeah, but it's a Harbaugh. Jesus.
Alabama. I'm going to say Alabama. It's just by a field goal on that one.
yeah. Wow. Well, I put in mind. Yeah, I'm going off my heart, not my head on this, guys.
All right, and then
I'm mad. I'm just mad at him.
I'm just gonna have a feeling it's gonna be Alabama and Georgia again.
I don't want to see that, man. Don't say that, Sean. Blasphemy.
Man,
I'm just saying it's blasphemy because
I do not want to see it.
I hate to say it,
If
but
it's
that's
a
the way I
Alabama-
think I'm going to go.
Yeah, if it's an Alabama Georgia final, I'm not even watching it. I already saw Alabama and Georgia. I saw as much of it as I want to see.
I sure don't want Michigan to win.
I'm pulling for Michigan.
You can
Big
have
Ten.
it.
Big Ten all the way, man.
Because of the reason, another reason, if Michigan wins, then it makes Ohio State look better.
It makes it look better because of this right here. We lost to the Vets.
Right, exactly.
But that's my heart.
Give me Bama and Georgia.
Okay.
I can't. I mean, I like Cincinnati. I've liked them. I've watched them play a few games this year.
Man,
But there ain't no way I want that damn Michigan to win. No,
they're
thank
gonna
you.
play like they got something to prove for Alabama. They've been disrespected Cincy. They've been disrespected all year long.
I agree.
They're gonna come
Well,
out.
part of it is this, though. You got to look at where they're playing at, so nobody really takes their conference as legit.
Yeah, they're going to be a future Big 12 team, though. So.
Oh, they moved to the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the run and shoot of college football or sandlot football. Man, it's like
They should have moved to the Big Ten.
All right, we've stretched this into an hour and 45 minutes, so I think we need to start wrapping it up. We're about done.
Yeah.
All right, man, I could go on and on. It's been a good day a good day to talk about sports anyway, man. And
We'll probably do a 2-hour show for the January one, the 1st of January. I think that would be doable for me.
okay.
So we'll start out at 11, probably go 11 to 1,
Yeah.
or however long it takes us.
Yeah, man, because we, as we start to see football season wind down, which we really don't talk that much about basketball. Of course, we'll have March Madness coming up.
We ain't saying nothing about Steph Curry becoming the now officially recognized greatest three-point
The other thing we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
The other thing we didn't talk about is Ohio State's new defensive coordinator.
Okay, we talk about him, and then the old Steph Curry thing. That was exciting. But we knew that. We watched this dude, and he's put on display like no one has ever seen. Just the evolution of the game in general, and the way these cats are shooting from where they're shooting from. I saw the game the other night when the Lakers beat Dallas without Luka. They struggled to beat
Los
them.
Angeles grandfathers.
And
What
I
was that
saw
game?
Ron hit one from the logo.
Or what about that game where that guy hit the one? Who was it? They shot the 3, and then the guy came back and shot the 75.
I don't know.
All right, gentlemen, let's wrap this up.
Okay, it's a wrap.
We thank everybody for listening today. I saw we had quite a few people on the actual feed and the Facebook feed. Thank you all for listening. Hope you've enjoyed our shows this last year. We've had a good time being here, and we hope you continue to watch us and listen in and all that. If you get a chance, you want to give us a like on Facebook or give us a subscribe on YouTube. Feel free. We enjoy everything we get. And if you do it on YouTube, then you'll be able to know when our next shows are coming up. Have a good week. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And we will see you in 2 weeks. And by the way, this is what I feel about Michigan being picked.